got a call from my brother the other day, and he told me this little story.
So welcome, hello. It Takes a Village. What's in Santa Barbara? Who's in Santa Barbara? What are the resources in Santa Barbara? What does Santa Barbara need? We are so thrilled today. We have Mr. Stephen Penner. He is a local attorney, and welcome, Mr. Penner. How are you?
Thank you, Bonnie. I'm doing fine, thanks.
Good, good. So nice to have you. Tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I'm a lawyer in general practice here in Santa Barbara. I've been here since 1977, and I've represented many clients in areas of family law, estate planning, criminal defense, personal injury, business law, and just sort of a general array of legal matters.
That's a lot of topics, a lot of ranges.
It is, but I've got a great staff that assist me in representing our clients.
Oh.
And we like to represent our clients with good results at a fair price.
Oh, that's wonderful. You must by now know a lot of people in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I know my share.
Good, good. I hear that you have a fabulous assistant named Sarah.
I do. She's the legal assistant at the front desk, and she's very good with greeting clients and taking down their preliminary information when they first show up at the office. And then I also have a paralegal by the name of Noel Garcia, who went to the same law school that I did, and she's quite a sharp cookie. She does a lot of my research and pleading preparation.
Wow. I'm sure that's very important because people coming to your door are probably already not so comfortable.
Well, when they come into a lawyer's office, usually they're nervous because it's a legal matter that may cause them some problems in life, and if they need a solution, we can usually help them out and find a good one for them.
Yeah. I'm sure it's super important to have a team in place. It sounds like you got that going.
I've got a good team.
Wonderful. Okay. So you've been in Santa Barbara quite a while.
I have.
Tell me, where did you come from prior to Santa Barbara?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I went to all through school, through high school, outside of Chicago, and I went to college at the United States Naval Academy. When I was at the academy, when I graduated, I was designated to go to flight school, but ended up turning that down instead to serve as a gunnery officer on a all-gun destroyer, and went and did a combat tour in Vietnam.
Wow. So you know the world of fighting a bit.
I've been there, done that.
Wow. Yeah. So Veterans Day is a day for you also.
Yeah. Veterans Day, which we just had this week. It was real special, as was the weekend. There was a lot of activities that went on, and if anybody missed the activities, which there was the marathon on Saturday, there was the best party in town, which is the military ball, sponsored by the Pierre Claessens Foundation. Saturday night, there was the parade on Sunday, and there was this fabulous concert at the First Presbyterian Church Sunday afternoon. And I participated in that.
Well, one thing I've noticed is there's been a lot of charities for people that have been hurt in the war and their families, and there's a lot of advertising. People can give donations for those families that are really still hurting quite a while after their service, and that's really quite heartening that they're being taken care of, especially in light of the recent news about the veterans hospitals and things like that.
Yeah, there's some good services.
Yeah.
In my profession, there's there's a new service that they just began for veterans that run into trouble with the law. And what they've done, instead of prosecuting them criminally, what they provided for is a program where they can be treated differently and get what's called restorative justice, which means that if they complete a program, the criminal charges can be dismissed against them. And this is for veterans and only veterans. And it's a great program. It's called the Veterans Treatment Court.
That's really, really valuable, important information. I really, really appreciate that.
Sure.
Yes. Could you just say that one more time so we can really hear it?
Veterans Treatment Court.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Veterans Treatment Court. And anybody who is a veteran, just identify yourself when you make your first court appearance, and the program is available, like I said, to all veterans. Now, it depends on the crime. If it's a more serious crime, you're not going to qualify. But for the lesser offenses, it's a wonderful program that the local judicial system has provided to veterans.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see. What went on at a younger age prior to, you've told me about, going to college and some of those choices. Tell me about yourself when you were quite young, perhaps.
When I was, I was kind of a small kid. I mean, what I like to brag about is the fact that when I was in high school, my freshman year, I was able to wrestle varsity.
Wow.
And I wrestled varsity all 4 years in high school. So I like to brag about that. Now, the reason I was able to wrestle varsity my freshman year was because I was the only kid in school who could wrestle in the 95-pound weight class.
Wow.
So I ended up wrestling.
Brave.
I ended up wrestling all 4 years in high school. I just think as a kid I learned quickly that if you're going to make it through life, it just takes hard work. And what you got to do is have a good attitude. And I think the way to define a good attitude is just always do your best. And when you can't do your best, then just do the best you can.
That's nice.
That's what I always did, and that seemed to work for me.
I remember saying the other day, I've never regretted when I made the decision. I'm going to work. But that's amazing.
It starts with hard work.
Yeah.
Everything good starts with
True.
hard work.
Sometimes we need to relax, but work doesn't hurt. Tell me, a question I usually ask is, were there any decisions around the age of 14 that you think you made that maybe helped you get on a positive track? I mean, obviously you're a very successful person in the community, well thought of, well respected, well liked. At 14, many people make many decisions, taking many tracks. Maybe you don't remember a particular decision, but is there anything around that age or any person around that age that you feel kind of helped you go in the right direction?
Well, you've asked 2 questions. Okay.
That's the lawyer, isn't it?
I guess the first question is, were there any decisions that I made? I think at the age of 14, and you're still really young, and what you got to do is it's not so much as making a decision on what you want to do in life, because nobody at 14 knows what they're going to do later on in life.
Right.
But I think the decision is to pick good friends, hang out with good friends, absolutely stay away from drugs, and just like I said, just work hard in school. Work hard in school, get involved with clubs, sports, those things are great.
Wow.
Your second question, is there anybody from my earlier years who had an impact on my life? And there were a number of people. I'd like to mention my cousin Michael, who in the summertime, He ran summer training camps for anybody in the family who wanted to be a wrestler, because cousin Mike, who was much older than I was a conference champ and a state champ wrestler, and so
Wow.
that's where I learned to wrestle. During the summer, he ran these camps, and he really ran us hard. I had Coach Sholaref, who he was my wrestling coach and also the varsity football coach, and a very instrumental person in my life. My roommate at the Naval Academy, a guy named Guy Snodgrass. Funny name. He had a hard time plebe year with a name like that. Plebe year was very difficult, but that's another story. And Guy was very instrumental. He had a big impact on my life going through the academy in the college years. And then lastly, there's an individual named Attorney Richard Henderson, who I met in San Diego. Had a huge impact on my life, and as a matter of fact was the reason why I ended up going to law school.
Wow, that's a lot of people,
Yeah.
really important.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
You need important people in your life
Yes.
to share your life's experiences with, and people that you can look up to.
I like a lot of what you've said, and picking positive people is really important too. And there are amazing people out there, and sometimes we have to get out and about to find them, and that's a challenge for some people too. But it sounds like you found them, they found you.
Yeah.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see now. Tell me a little bit about your perspective on Santa Barbara.
Well, as we all know, Santa Barbara is a wonderful place to live. And it's got a lot of resources. It's just an amazing place. Some of my favorite places, I love the backcountry in Santa Barbara. If anybody who lives here has not experienced the backcountry, you really need to just get out there and hike or mountain bike or whatever, because there's some beautiful places to explore and some adventures to be had out there in the backcountry. Downtown, I love the El Paseo area.
That's beautiful.
I remember that as a young child when I used to vacation here. I remember El Paseo being a real special place. Obviously, the harbor and the pier have traditionally been great locations in Santa Barbara to visit. And my wife and I and family who have lived out in north of Goleta for 30 plus years, there's a place out there that's a hidden gem called Elwood Meadows.
That's
right,
beautiful.
It's right above the beach, and it's a great place. It's got miles and miles of hiking in the meadows or in the eucalyptus forest that's out there.
Isn't that where the
That's the
butterflies come back to?
The
Wow.
monarch butterflies. And if you've ever seen, when the monarchs are there, if you've ever seen the big clumps, I mean, these clumps stand 3 feet high, maybe 2 feet wide, and it's just clumps of these butterflies. It's
Wow.
absolutely, it's just astonishing to see that.
I wonder if there's associations or something that have really tried to protect that
Oh yeah,
land.
yeah, it's a preserve out there.
That's good. It's somehow
Yeah.
you think that's not going to happen by chance.
No, it's a preserve, and there's a lot of people. They even have a plaque out there dedicated to the people who were instrumental in setting aside that preserve
Wow.
specifically for the butterflies.
I think I've been near there, and there's a parking lot you can park, and I think I've gone there and
Yeah.
read books, and what I watch sometimes is people taking their dogs on walks.
Yeah,
And
you can do
it's
that.
fun.
And the parking is right across from Elwood Elementary School. It's open to the public. So.
Right, yeah.
And we take our horses there
Right.
sometimes too.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You have horses?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh my goodness.
my passion in life.
Tell me about your horses.
How much time do we have?
Well, come on.
Well, I started riding. I actually started riding at kind of at a later age in life. I didn't start until I was 32, but I always had a real appreciation for horses. My dad, he was a conservative German, and he would not allow me to have a horse just because of the expense or the inconvenience. And so I had to wait until I actually was on my own, had a little money, and bought my first horse out of the newspaper for $500.
Wow.
Back in 1979, and that horse really served me well. She was a great trail horse. She became a wonderful gymkhana horse. That's where you do competitive events. She became a really good mountain horse, and then I put an English saddle on her one day and started playing pole. So she ended up being a great little pole pony.
What was her name?
Her name was Timber. And then since then I've had a good dozen or more different horses over the years.
Incredible.
And I've got two really nice horses right now. I got a big draft horse from Canada named Dudley, and I got a kind of a loopy.
With a personality, perhaps?
Loopy thoroughbred off the track who's I'm working with now, and I'm trying to make him into a jumper, and he's got tremendous athletic ability. I just got to get him settled down.
Well, that's amazing. When I was much younger and much less weight, I was involved with hunters, dressage. My teacher was Pierre Lafon, and we took horses off the track, and we'd retrain them to jump, and I made it over a 5-foot fence. And what we do is go to, is it Miramar Beach, and we take them out into the water and swim with them. And you have to be so careful because their feet go way out into the water, and if you fall off, you can get one.
Don't get underneath the feet.
Whoa, you're in trouble. But anyhow, we could go on forever on that one. Really fun.
I've done hunters and jumpers and dressage and 3D eventing. And,
wow.
And it's a lot of fun. It takes time and commitment, but I enjoy it.
Wow.
You just gotta, if you love horses, it becomes your passion.
Well, they're wonderful beasts, and I think for children, like I know you have a fabulous dog named Alice, and I know as a child, the association with horses, some people, they're just really socialize you in a way. I know we went out to Sean Galvin's ranch in San Ynez. They had the Olympic team trained a long time ago up there, and that was fun. But that's a really, really nice thing. I think there's riding clubs for the developmentally disabled. There's two of them.
They've got Hearts Therapeutic Riding, Riding Academy there off of Kyriel, and actually an individual by the name of Marshall Hopkins and myself. The two of us were the ones who started that program.
You're kidding!
Yeah, we started with about half a dozen ladies in town who were interested in starting a program like this, and this goes back to the 80s. And I was the one that negotiated the lease agreement with the County of Santa Barbara for their location there across from the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department.
Wow, I've been up there
the
with
80s,
some clients walking with the horses, and it was fabulous.
Yeah, what horses can do.
The staff, the
with
horses.
Disability people,
with
disabled people, and the connection that they can make is just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like the program says, it's very therapeutic.
Yes, absolutely.
Therapeutic. And they also have the same program that they're doing now for veterans who come back from Iraq and Iran, and who want to connect with a horse and experience the positive effects.
I must say, I think you have rather good karma coming your way.
Well,
or are you hiding something? No.
I'll give credit to my wife for that.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, let's see. Have you met any interesting people in Santa Barbara?
I have. My
I'm
wife-
not surprised. Tell me
My-
about your wife.
My wife in particular. My wife's she's from Uppsala, Sweden. She's just an adorable woman, the love of my life. And we have been married for 34 years. We have 3 adorable children, all daughters.
Wow.
Someone's getting even with me.
Oh, you have a club of women at home.
I do.
Oh,
I
my
get
goodness.
I get ganged up on 4 against 1
You
at
poor
times.
thing.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Yes.
She's been my wife's been such a great mom to these 3 kids, and they've all just grown up and are doing great things. And our middle daughter has blessed us with 2 grandchildren, she and her husband.
Wow. You're a grandpa.
Yeah, and our oldest daughter's gonna get married January this next year, 2015. So we're looking forward to that.
Uh-huh.
And the youngest daughter, she's finished college, a free spirit. She spent a summer during college rescuing elephants over in Southeast Asia. And I think she wants to go back to that area there. She's doing yoga training. She wants to become a yoga instructor. And she, I believe next year, is planning to go back to India for a 2-month training program.
Wow. Interesting.
So it's hard to say when she will ever settle down and get married. But like I said, she's the free spirit. So we're just encouraging her to follow her dreams.
She's happy, yeah.
Follow her dreams.
Does she visit the Santa Barbara Zoo and say hello to those elephants every once in a while?
I'm sure she does, yeah, but she's living up in Morro Bay right now.
Ah, okay, yeah. Neat. Elephants are something else.
Oh, they are.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. What a neat family. That's incredible. Okay. What do you think in Santa Barbara perhaps are some resources that are missing? Sometimes I think Santa Barbara is so wealthy, so endowed, and we see so much of that. And every once in a while I think, you know what? In Santa Barbara, there are some children going to sleep that are hungry. And Santa Barbara is not only of wealth, it's of many, many different kinds of people, different situations. You know, our economic situation has become stressed and challenged, and I know to get through the day we need to really be positive and appreciate abundance and those around us. And certainly you are giving a large degree to people. Is there anything in Santa Barbara that you feel is still really missing that people really need to kind of get with it on something?
I think probably one of the major resources that Santa Barbara is lacking is government-sponsored child care for parents, whether it be couples or single parents, to enable them to go to work, to make the money, to put the food on the table, to pay the rent, and to have good quality child care services where they can leave their children in confidence
Safe.
and then go to
Yeah.
work, to make a living. So
That's a really good answer.
that could really solve a lot of problems.
Right,
But I think
right.
good government-sponsored daycare is really missing from this community.
Sometimes I think of the phrase, make life affordable, and having their children safe and knowing where they are so they can be free to work and take all that stress off. Because so many, of us are so privileged, and we really, of course, it's important to think so much of others, and I know you've done so much of that. It's incredible, and that's great.
We do. We do a fair amount of pro bono work here in this office.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Some of these questions are kind of, let's see. If you could sit on a bench on Shoreline Park with someone in Santa Barbara, who would you pick?
Well, my first choice would be my wife.
I was going to say that. That's so funny.
We would sit there on the bench and share a bottle of wine together, which we like to drink Chardonnay, and we would just talk like we do every evening.
That's
So
nice.
We do
That's
that every
really
evening.
nice.
We do that every evening at home, but that would be my first choice if it was to be at Shoreline Park or any park in the evening. Aside from my wife, probably the person I would most like to have a conversation with would be President G.W. Bush. And my question to him is, after Vietnam, why on earth did we go into Iraq? And the thing is, I recently heard Valerie Plame speak here in Santa Barbara, and if you recall, her husband, Joe Wilson, he had been the one to had been sent to Nigeria and to find out. He had connections there to find out, where they send in the yellow uranium, what they call yellow cake, to Iraq, and he came back and said absolutely no, and then President Bush, just destroyed his life and Valerie's life at that time, by calling them traitors to the country, and the drums of war were beating, and he wanted to go into Iraq. And why we went into Iraq, I just don't know. And I would like to ask him, why did he not listen to Joe Wilson? Why did we not learn our lessons from Vietnam? And why did we start another stupid war?
That's a really, really good question. Recently I heard somewhere, it's probably Democracy Now! On Channel 17, something like that. Action was the beginning of terrorism, and really opened the door for the antipathy.
Yeah, I've kind of had those thoughts too. But also too, I thought it was inexcusable for what the Bush administration did to Valerie Plame and her husband Joe Wilson, because there were no weapons of mass destruction found in Iraq, and that was the reason why we went there.
I've also heard it said that the education of the voters, to have them vote in their own interests, is really important. And I know we have to wind down here, and I just have to say, speaking with you is so fascinating. It's hard for me to end this interview when we only have this little time, but I really want to say I've learned so much about you, and I appreciate you so much. And you are truly fascinating, and you are truly a jewel that we have here in Santa Barbara. And I just want to thank you so much for all you've given and done, and thank you.
Well, thank you, Bonnie.
Okay.
Can I give you a hug?
You can give me a hug.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you, Mr. Bender. Okay. That's It Takes a Village. Thank you so much for being with us. What's in Santa Barbara? Who's in Santa Barbara? What do we need? This is attorney Stephen Penner, truly a jewel in Santa Barbara. Thank you.
I found my old cowboy record machine. It was down at Mom and Dad's place in South Abilene.